Google is running out of storage.
Free. Everything has a price. But for years now, big tech companies have been trying to refute this principle by offering free services to the masses. Now, of
Yeah,
course,
they
these
got the
refutations are only surface
Google
level
Drive,
at best because instead of taking your money to provide
and I
you with the
I
service,
can't lie. I be using my email to transfer files from my PC to my phone. I use my email, Google emails.
they take your data and sell it to make a profit, or in some cases, use it to generate targeted ads for their ad
Not gonna lie though, we all been knowing Google selling our data.
networks.
That's just
But
facts.
lately, these
We've been
profits
knowing.
haven't been as high as they used to be. Maybe it's because investors are more interested in AI companies these days. Perhaps it's because more people are using ad blockers and browsers like Brave, which results in these companies having less of your data to sell, especially
See, I use Opera and I also use Brave, but I mostly use Opera. But I be using uBlock with that.
if you're able to use
Be
these
going crazy.
tools to block the trackers in their websites and other
Wait,
free
no, I
services
don't.
that are specifically designed to gather data from you as you're using the service. And I would also imagine that if you aren't seeing any ads in the first place, that affects the market
Guys,
price
don't
that
don't use
Google,
ad
Meta,
blockers.
or whatever ad
It takes away
company is able to
from
sell the ads for
the amount
in the
of money
first
that
place,
the people are
directly
making.
affecting their bottom line. Whatever the reason is for these profits being way
Don't
down,
you
tech
don't
companies
use
are
an ad
starting to
blocker.
implement cost saving
Specifically, don't use uBlock Origin.
measures that are affecting the end users of these free services. One of Google's first products, besides their search engine, of course, was Gmail. It was a huge hit back in 2004 when it first launched
Like I
because,
said,
for
I
one,
be using my Gmail to
free
transfer
email
files.
services were not as common 20 years ago as they are now. But the big kick with Gmail is you got one whole gigabyte of
This was the old Gmail interface.
free storage in your mailbox, which Google actually doubled the year after. While all of the competing mail services
What is the amount of space that it is now? Because I feel like I've transferred gigabytes of stuff. Maybe not in the same message, but I've definitely transferred a lot of space
would only give
on my
you
email.
maybe a few dozen megabytes of free storage at best, and it was easy to create a handful of Gmail accounts back then, or at least after the period where you had to get a referral from someone else to create an account ended. And this is long before SMS verification became commonplace, so you could easily have almost as much storage capacity in Gmail through your various accounts as you did on your home computer.
Oh
I got my
yeah.
first laptop around that time and it only had about a 20 gigabyte hard drive, so you could get that with 10 Gmail accounts of the day. So for a lot of people, Gmail ended up being their first ever cloud storage before anyone even really knew
I
what
didn't know
cloud
that.
storage was. But over the years, Google's cloud has been getting really full. And it's gotten to the point where they've actually had to
How
start
full is it?
deleting Gmail accounts that have been inactive for 2 years or more to
Whoa, that's super full.
free up some space. Now, to a lot of people, this probably doesn't sound like a big deal because they would say, oh, who's going to care if data
2 years
that
is not
hasn't
a
even
long
been
time
touched
either,
for
bro.
2 years within a Gmail inbox gets deleted? But you never know. I mean, like I said,
Does this? He said they'll delete stuff out your inbox, but they said they're deleting your accounts. If they're just deleting stuff out my inbox, that's fine. But if they're deleting my old account that I be using for a lot, I created my Valorant Smurf account. My don't tell me it's getting deleted. It's getting purged off the internet.
a lot of people use this as cloud storage
My account
before
is cooked.
proper cloud storages were, I guess, more known in the mainstream. And so, if I was a betting man, I would wager that a lot of people are going to lose data that is significant to them. Maybe it's passwords. Maybe they were crazy enough to have private keys for crypto wallets or stuff like that in their Gmail account. I
Storing your
really hope
passwords
not.
on your Gmail is insane.
Or hell, there
Let's
might
start
even
there.
be accounts that are linked to that email that they forgot to update,
hope-
and
I
now
hope
they're locked
anybody
out of
watching
those
this
accounts. And of
didn't have
course,
the
if
right
you're
idea
using your
to store
Gmail
their passwords
inbox
on
as
a
your
Gmail.
only means of a backup for data,
That's bad. That's
that's
bad
not a smart
decisions.
move to be making in the first place. But I'm looking at the bigger picture here because Google getting more conservative with the free storage that they give people is a sign to me that the free service model that big tech used to rely on to rope people in is actually becoming unsustainable. And it makes sense, especially with storage, if you look at charts
Unsustainable now.
like this that display the cost per terabyte of disk space over the years. Things have really started to slow down after 2010, and the demand for
Okay, it's because back then, $100 million for a terabyte disk drive in 1987.
data is higher than ever.
I get
Of
that for
course,
like
there's always more
20 bucks.
people that are getting born and then getting to the age where they start using the internet and getting a Gmail account or YouTube for the first time.
way.
But instead of people
What scam is
just
that?
saving crappy flip phone pictures
billion.
and videos and emailing those to one another or posting them to, I guess, MySpace or whatever, it's 4K video now, right? 4K video shot at 60 FPS, and that can be done on mid-grade or better smartphones that everyone has. And the profits from this
You know, I'm pretty sure my phone. I got an iPhone XS. It came out like 2019, 2020 or something. Maybe even before that. It got 4K 60 on it.
data haven't scaled with the amount of it that Google is responsible for. Just look at the recent aggression towards ad blockers being used on YouTube.
Or secret method for people who be taking flicks. You take a recording, record yourself, go do all your poses, set up your camera, record, then record in 4K 60. Take screenshots of the recording. That's an easy method.
Or the price hikes for Google Drive storage or YouTube Premium, which I think has actually resulted in more people just using better ad blockers. And there's really not much being done to improve the YouTube platform either. In fact, certain things like bot comments and crypto
Bro, the
scams
bot
actually seem
comments
to be
on
getting
YouTube
more
are
prevalent.
absolutely
There was just a
insane.
fake SpaceX stream a few days ago with AI
it's been
Elon
a
Musk
thing for
telling
like
people that they
a
should
year and a half,
double
2
their
years.
Bitcoin, and it had a lot of views on it.
And it's not getting
And
better
I know
at
that
all.
this video is mostly about Google specifically, but other companies are making changes too that seem like they're a little bit desperate to either turn a profit in the first place or turn bigger profits. Amazon wants people to start paying for Alexa. Companies that make smart home appliances want people to pay
Hold up, bro. So y'all made me pay for the Amazon Alexa, and then y'all want to charge the subscription for me to be able to use it?
subscription fees to use some
What
of
is
those
that?
devices' most basic functionalities, and even Snapchat, one of the last social media companies that haven't been gobbled up by Meta, has started experimenting with ads being shown to people in
have,
the
bro.
chat portion
really be
of the
using
app, which is
Snapchat,
the most used
but
part
sometimes when
of
I
the
go on
application.
there,
And
look at my
Snapchat's
group
ad
chat,
network is really tiny
they be sending
compared to
free chat on
Meta
there.
or
I don't know why
Google's.
they do that.
I don't
It's,
even think that Snapchat has gone through their first
text,
antitrust
but-
trial yet, so that goes to show you how tiny they are compared to
One of them
those
might-
other
one of them
giants.
might got-
In
might
fact,
not got a number,
Google's
I
ad
don't know.
network is so big that it's actually really complicating the divestment proposal in their antitrust trial that they're in right now. Because there's been
I've definitely
estimates
seen
from
ads on Snap.
industry experts that have placed the value of Google's ad network as high as $100 billion, which is
100.
apparently too expensive for anyone to buy. I mean, I know that that was said about Twitter before Elon Musk bought it, but still, you would need two and a
100
half
billion.
Elon Musks in order to buy Google's ad network if they were divested or they were ordered to be divested by the government. And
What?
that would also bring a radical change much faster to Google's platforms because, as I explained in another video that I made,
So they're saying that if Google is to lose the antitrust lawsuit, then the other people that would be able to buy these new ads that Google was taking would need to spend up to $95 billion to buy those ads.
about Google's antitrust case, their ad network is their only
Google is cooking
real
everybody.
cash cow. It's the reason why Google was able to offer things like Gmail, YouTube, Google Drive for free in the
That's
first
insane.
place, despite those services
It was
costing
scamming the
Google
ad
millions
figures.
of dollars a day to run. But whether this ends up coming
scam.
from market forces, like just natural market forces and the decline of innovation in
count.
digital storage, or through forceful government intervention from Google losing their antitrust case, it seems like the age of free stuff on the internet is coming to an end. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. Like and
need
share this
free
video
things
to
on
hack
the
the
internet.
algorithm, and have a good rest of your day.
Don't worry. If Pixlr ever goes down on me, if they ever go pay to win, pay to play, I'm cooked. But other than that, I be making my thumbnails up on there. Y'all need a Pixlr be going crazy. Put y'all on.
Over the years, as hip hop has grown,
W Video Mental Outlaw. I don't know what's the plans on what Google got planned, but it's looking like things are going down. They need to figure it out quick.